Hi, my name is Coco. Thanks for joining me today. I will be taking you through a 60-minute guided basic yoga class. Today we'll be focusing on a little bit of creativity, a little bit of being authentic to yourself. So often we are trying to be versions of ourselves to please other people, to get more likes, to be liked. But today on your mat, I am encouraging you to do exactly what your body wants you to do, to get a little creative, to be the version of yourself that you want to be. So let's make our way to our yoga mat. And let's come into a nice, easy seated Sukhasana pose. Maybe the ankles are crossed here. Maybe we have one leg extended out. Wherever you are, I want your sit bones to be nice and rooted into the ground. The crown of the head to be nice and tall as the spine is nice and long. The shoulders are stacked over the hips. And even the side body here is getting nice and long. Gently bringing the hands to the knees, down for grounding, up for energy. And just gently close your eyes here. Noticing the 5 sensations around you. What you smell, what you taste, the darkness of your eyelids, what you see, what you can hear, and what you can feel. And then coming into the breath, taking a nice deep inhale in through the nose and exhaling it out. Noticing that this inhale helps you become present, helps you hear mostly just that noise around you. Taking another inhale, and on this next inhale, we're going to shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. And we're going to exhale, roll them down and back. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale out through the mouth, release them down. Inhale one more time. And exhale, drop them down. Now keeping the eyes closed here and trusting yourself. Trusting that you made the right decision to be here on your mat right here and right now. Keeping the spine nice and long, gently begin to bring your nose over to the right side of the room. Extending through the crown, dropping the shoulders away. Inhale, come back through center, and bring the nose over to the left side of the room. Feeling safe and supported on your mat here in the 4 corners of your mat. Inhale, come back through center, and exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Feeling the opening in the back of the neck. Keeping the eyes closed, inhale, begin to bring the nose up towards the ceiling. Careful not to crank the head too far back. Allowing the throat to open, the heart to shine up. Still rooting down through the sit bones. Inhale, coming through center. Nice. And then keeping the eyes closed here. Bringing to your mind's eye an image or a memory of a time when you loved yourself. That could be today, that could be right now, that could be when you were a kid. Just coming into your thoughts something about yourself that you can say, I love. And on your next inhale here, begin to notice, begin to bring that breath down into the center of your chest, into your heart center. Letting that warmth radiate out. Feeling that love for yourself. And then gently blink the eyes open. we're going to come into a little pranayama. We're going to come into alternate nostril breathing. So I'm going to have you take your right hand into like a hang loose sign. And so what we're going to do is we're going to alternate breath. So we're going to draw the breath in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the nose, out through the nose. So kind of making like this looping with your breath. So first we're going to just take a full, complete cycle of breath, not doing anything. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Bringing your hang loose hand, your thumb to your right nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. And exhale, bring that pinky onto the left nostril. Exhale out through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Then close it with your thumb. Release the pinky. Exhale the left nostril. Inhale the left nostril. Exhale the right nostril. Inhale the right nostril. Exhale the left nostril. Inhale the left nostril. Exhale the right nostril. Inhale the right nostril. Exhale the left nostril. A few more cycles on your own. Bringing some balance, some restoration to the body, to both sides here. Last cycle, inhale the left nostril. Exhale the right nostril. Inhale the right nostril. Exhale the left nostril. Gently release the hands. Maybe closing the eyes again if that's in your wheelhouse. If not, just bringing your gaze down towards the ground. Feeling maybe a little bit more calm. Maybe feeling a little bit more in your body. Nice. And then gently blink the eyes open here. We're going to bring the arms out so that the wrists are in line with the shoulders. And then just plugging the shoulders in here. So bringing them towards the back of the room. We're just going to take we're going to claw our hands here, make little fists. And then just take little circles towards the outside of the room. Nice and slow. Maybe noticing any cracking or popping. That's just the body's way of saying hello. And then taking it to the opposite side. Being nice and slow and gentle with yourself. And then releasing the hands, maybe shake it out a little bit. Extending the left arm up long. Again, plugging into that shoulder. We're going to bring the right hand onto the left fingertips. Drawing them towards our face. Stretching them back to where you feel that stretch. Always knowing that in yoga, if you ever feel pain or anything, to back off. Breathing here as you root down into your sit bones, bringing your breath all the way down your spine. And then flip the fingers down towards the ground, reaching for those knuckles, pulling them back towards the face. Perhaps feeling sensation in the top of that forearm, the fingers, the knuckles, the shoulder. Release that hand out, maybe shake it out again. Extend the right arm up and then plug it in. Drawing the fingers towards the face with the left hand. Really reaching that palm towards the front of the room as you pull your fingers back. Breathing here. And then flipping the fingers down, grabbing for your knuckles. Trying to really keep your wrists in line with the shoulder here. Breathing into any of the sensations that you notice. Not labeling them as good or bad. Just noticing like a passive observer. And then releasing, shaking the hands out. And then just, moving the body a little bit. Nice. We're going to inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And with our right hand, we're going to reach for the left elbow, dropping the left hand between the shoulder blades. If you have any shoulder injuries here, you can always come into like a modified version by just reaching the left arm towards the right side of the room and just drawing that arm back. So coming into your variation, Breathing here. Trying to keep the shoulders stacked over the hips here. So sometimes I have a tendency to like let my ribs splay out in my belly just to like drop out. We still want to keep the core engaged here for one more breath. Exhaling, reaching the arms up and switching the hands. Bringing the left hand to the right elbow, dropping that right hand between the shoulder blades. And then noticing the heart here, letting the heart maybe shine up towards the front of the room. Feeling those ribs draw in, shoulder blades drawing together. Giving ourselves a little shoulder love. Nice. And then exhale, release the arms. We're going to reach the arms back as we sit onto our bum. Bring the knees up to the ceiling. The fingers are pointing towards the body. And we're going to inhale, lift the chest up towards the ceiling. Bringing the chin up, the nose up towards the ceiling. Breathing here. Beautiful. One more inhale. And on your exhale, bringing yourself back into Sukhasana, but this time crossing your left ankle in front of your right ankle or your opposite. I say that because a lot of us start with our right side, so here's hoping that will help you. Nice. On your next inhale, bring the right hand down towards the ground. We're going to inhale, reach that left arm up, find length, and then exhale, begin to find a nice side body bend. Rooting down into the sit bones here, being nice and heavy in the lower half. And then gently, ever so gently, turning the heart to shine up towards the ceiling here. Maybe even getting a little creative. Maybe you add a little forward reaches, maybe you kind of twist around a little bit, doing what feels good, finding your creative center here. Nice. One more inhale. And then exhale, come back through center, placing the left hand alongside of you. Inhale, reach that right arm up, find length, and then exhale, find your side body bend. Rooting down into those sit bones. Maybe getting a little goofy, maybe getting a little silly. Being the best version of yourself right here and right now. I was thinking about what I would plan my class around, a theme, quote unquote, and in my morning meditation today, Awakening the Soul by Mark Nepo. I think that's the name. I can put a link to it. Inhale, reach the arm up. Nice. Exhale, we're going to bring those knees out in front of us. And we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, reach around for the thighs. Rounding the spine here and dropping the head. So I was thinking about what this class would be about. And the very first line of my meditation said, we are born with one obligation, to be completely ourselves. So that had me thinking about creativity and authenticity and being who I am. I looked up the root word authenticity, really letting the background here, dropping the head for 3 more breaths. And the root word in Latin of authenticity is actually the Latin word for author, which I found interesting, being a writer myself. And just like going through yoga practice today and every day, right? It's like a choose your own adventure. On your next exhale, slowly come up. And then we're going to bring out the legs to a wide-legged V. Now, wherever you're at, your V can look like this, your V can look like this. I want your feet flexed and your heels connected with the earth. I want your knees shining up as both of your sit bones are nice and rooted down with the ground. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up, turning the belly button towards the right foot. We're going to exhale, drop the hands down to the thigh, the shin, the knee, or the foot. Breathing here into the hip and the side body, the intercostals, the IT band. Breathing and noticing all the feels here. And thinking maybe about how are we going to write our own adventure here. Each moment, each action is a choice that we get to choose. So how can you choose to be yourself and love yourself for it? One more inhale here. Then exhale, slowly come up to center, repositioning, refinding your sit bones on the ground. Inhale, reaching the arms up towards the ceiling, turning the belly button towards the left side of the room. And then exhale, folding here, dropping the head, rounding the spine, reaching for whatever's available, and being okay with it. Like hopefully we don't come to our yoga mat to impress others or be a version of ourselves for others. Hopefully we are coming to our yoga mat to be our best versions of ourselves for ourselves. Not for the likes, not for being liked, not to make our parents or our family or significant other happy, but to feel good in our body. One more inhale here. And then exhale, slowly make your way up, coming into staff pose, bringing the legs out long in front of you, finding your feet nice and flexed, and bringing the hands alongside the hips here, extending the crown to the ceiling, the spine nice and long, recentering, finding our breath. Oscar Wilde says, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Nice. So each movement, each moment, being ourselves. Yeah. We're slowly going to release out, bringing the right foot alongside the left thigh. There should be about like a hand-width distance of space between the foot and the thigh. We're going to inhale, reach the left arm up, and then bring it to wrap around our right knee, hugging our leg nice and close. Bringing the right hand behind us like a second spine. We're going to inhale, extend up through the crown, and then exhale, begin to twist towards the back of the room. Yes. Inhale, lengthening and twisting. Finding that extended foot is nice and active, flexing the toes. Breathing here, maybe trying to take your drishti, your gaze, even further back, or just the idea of it. And then exhale, slowly coming back through center and setting up for the opposite side. Bringing the left foot alongside the right foot, the right thigh, about a hand width of space. Inhale, reaching that right arm up and around, and bringing that left hand behind us. Twisting and lengthening here. Active bottom foot, both sit bones are on the ground. Yes. Beautiful. Staying here. Noticing the sensations again and not labeling them as good or bad. Just as the body's way of saying, what's up? Nice. One more inhale. And then slowly come back through center, coming into Sukhasana. Coming into Baddha Konasana, Bringing soles of the feet together, butterfly pose. The knees are out wide. All 10 toes touching each other. Maybe they're more in towards the pelvis. Maybe you need a little bit more of a diamond shape. Doing what works for you. Bringing the hands, the thumbs, to the insides of the feet. And give yourself a nice tiny little massage. Coming up into the toes. The fleshy part of the foot. The ball of the foot. Nice. And then inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, fold, round in the spine, drop the head. Noticing, again, the sensations here. Bringing the breath to any of the sensations that you feel. Maybe you're a little tight in the hips. Maybe you rock side to side a few times to bring some fluidity. Maybe taking your mind to the idea, if you could be your dream person, woman, man, whatever, if you could be your dream person, who would that look like? What would that look like, rather? Staying here for 2 more breaths. Then inhaling love for yourself and exhaling out love for others. Inhaling, coming up to center, and then crossing the ankles here, diving the hands forward, coming to tabletop pose. Stacking the shoulders over the wrists, the knees under the hips as they're hip width distance apart. Coming onto the tops of the feet here as you spread from pinky to as you spread pinky to thumb here, spreading out through the fingers, drawing the armpits up towards the ceiling, drawing that belly button in towards the spine. And we're going to slowly drop the belly, take the gaze up for cow pose. Staying here for 2 full cycles of breath, letting the belly drop as the gaze comes up. Yes, nice. Allowing the ability to quiet the thinking mind, to help us feel the sensations, to notice the sensations, right? So not having all these thoughts go through our mind, which if they are, that's fine, that's totally cool. But just noticing how, when we can quiet the mind, we can really be present in the moment. On your next exhale, tuck. On your next exhale, come into cat pose, bringing the chin towards the chest, pushing away the mat, coming into this nice cat curved shape. Really spreading out through the fingertips, pushing the mat away. Breathing, noticing, giving our spine, the thoracic spine here, lots of love. And then come in just to a few rounds of cat and cow with your breath. Maybe getting a little funky, a little creative, sinking back to your heels. Maybe looking over at opposite shoulders. As Yoga with Adriene on YouTube says, doing what feels good, finding what feels good. Love her. 1 more round here. And then coming back into your tabletop pose, all 4s. Finding your foundation with your left hand, really spreading through that left hand. And finding that right foot really connected with the earth. On your next inhale, reach the right arm towards the front of the room, thumb up like you're shaking somebody's hand. Then add on by lifting that left leg up, toes pointed down, coming into bird dog. Feeling the side bodies lengthen, the navel draw in. As your long line of energy from the fingertips to the toes. On your next exhale, curl everything in. Inhale, reach out long. Exhale, curl everything in. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, curl everything in. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach everything long, then set it down. Maybe take a cat and cow here. Maybe look over your shoulders. Release some of that tension out as we take it to the opposite side. Finding that right hand planted in the ground. Nice. That left top of the foot planted into the ground, into the mat for some stability. And on your next inhale, lift that left hand up. And then add on reaching that right leg out. Coming into this nice long line of energy. Maybe peeking down at your toes to make sure your leg's not lifted up. We want the hips in line here. Drawing that belly button in. And then crunch everything in. Inhale, release. Crunch everything in. Release. One more time. Inhale, crunch it in and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale everything long. Set that knee down. Rock the hips side to side a few times. Nice. We're going to curl our toes under. Find our weight in our hands, and on our next inhale, keeping our knees as close as possible to the mat, we're going to lift the knees up and hover. Drawing that navel to the spine, getting some core action here to help stabilize our spine. For 3, 2, 1. Set the knees down, bring them as wide as the mat, the toes touching. Extend a child's pose, sinking the hips back. Gently bringing the forehead onto the mat. Maybe you're rocking the head side to side on your third eye. And taking what you need for the next 8 breaths. Maybe you reach over off to the right side of the mat. To the left side of the mat. Maybe you bring your hands into prayer over the head. Finding what feels good for you. Writing your story here, being authentic to yourself. So in yoga, authenticity is often talked about aligning our goals with our path. Right? So authenticity is living your life in such a way that alignment of our actions and our goals all line up. I just said line up a lot. Staying here for 2 more breaths. Being true to your body. And then gently coming up to tabletop pose. Curling the toes under. And very slowly, we're just going to start to lift the hips, keeping a nice generous bend of the knees as we find our first downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet, maybe really bending the knees here, maybe lifting a leg, whatever feels good for you. And then coming into some stillness, spreading out through all 10 fingertips, dropping the head between the biceps, the hips lifted high as the heels sink down. And then just notice where your eyes of your elbows are. We want them facing towards the front of the room. So getting this external rotation in the arms and finding stillness here. Finding this nice gentle inversion. The head below the heart. The core turned on. Lots happening in this pose. So coming back to the breath. We don't have our hands to make our alternate nostril breathing here, but just maybe noticing what nostril the air comes in and what nostril the air goes out. Gently walk your feet to meet your hands at the front of your mat for forward fold. Dropping the head, maybe generously bending the knees, letting the chest sink down onto the thighs, helping with the lower back if you have any issues. Dropping the head, and dropping the ideas of what we let rule our life, what we think will please other people. We might not look in this pose how we think we should look. But who says that we should look any way other than ourselves? Bringing that love back into the chest center. On your next inhale, lift up halfway, extending the crown of the head forward, the tailbone back, and then gently slide the hands all the way up towards the hip creases, bringing the fingers pointed down, the palms on the thighs, and then really just begin to push away the thighs as you extend your crown forward. Exhale, fold forward, grabbing opposite elbows here for ragdoll. Gently swinging side to side. Nice. Release the hands. On your next inhale, taking as much time as you need. Begin to roll all the way up.